So I genuinely didn't know if I wanted to make a video right now talking about the spoilers or wait until the chapter actually comes out. But there's so much stuff that's happening within the new arc that's coming out for Dragon Ball Super titled Granola the Survivor arc that I feel like I should make a video talking about all the stuff that's been coming out because by the time I'm actually recording this video as well as uploading it, I believe the chapter comes out the next day because as of recording it is actually January 19th and I believe the chapter comes out January 20th. But a lot of people are saying January 21st, so I don't know if it is going to be on the 20th or the 21st, but for all of you guys who don't know, make sure to check out my Dragon Ball anime page, where in the anime page I actually upload daily dose of anime content, mainly Dragon Ball right now. I might include more animes here and there. But within that page, I also upload the rough panel leaks as well as spoilers and the entire chapter in its English, translations for all of the people to enjoy every time a chapter comes out. So if you don't know where exactly to find the chapters, make sure to just click the link below to my anime page. And every time a new chapter is uploaded, I'll be one of the first people to actually be uploading it. But regardless of all that shameless plugging, what exactly is happening in terms of this arc? Well, every single video that I've made about this arc, talking about Granola, the Fallen Angel, everything has basically been thrown out the window with all this news and information. Obviously, the rough leaked sketches that came out kind of showed Granola's backstory, and within that backstory, we actually get to see that his race has been taken out by the barbaric Saiyans under Frieza's rule. And within one of those Saiyans, we get to see that the Zuru form of this Saiyan actually had a scar on his face. So, yes, it is possible that one of the people that actually defeated Granola's people or just extinguished their entire race was in fact Bardock and his crew, which I don't know if it's the same crew from like the OG, Bardock, the father of Goku film and stuff like that with like Shugesh and stuff, where it's like a whole new actual team that he has. But regardless, yes, this is Bardock, and I'm pretty sure it's Bardock. If they just replace it with another Saiyan that has a scar, I'm gonna be really upset. But it would make more sense, which I'll talk about later, as to why it will be Bardock. But yes, obviously he's having these nightmares. Granola is having these nightmares that obviously relate back to that day, and we do get to see his motives now is the fact that he actually holds a grudge on Frieza as well as the Saiyans, mainly Frieza though, because of the fact that it was under Frieza's rule that actually made these Saiyans destroy and eradicate his actual race, and I believe he's like the only one who actually survives, and he's just having these reoccurring nightmares of that day. But he's actually calmed down a bit because obviously he knows that one, Frieza is dead, and two, the Saiyans have been eradicated by Frieza himself. He doesn't necessarily know that there are still Saiyans, aka Goku, Vegeta, Broly, all of those people, as well as Frieza still being alive. That actually, I believe he gets to learn later on when he actually meets the new bandit of people, which honestly, it's insane how we're actually getting 4 new characters who seem to be more of like a bounty bandit group. And a lot of people have actually been comparing this group to the Bojack group. And obviously, after seeing the panels of these characters, I am kind of getting that vibe of Bojack, but obviously their character designs are completely different to what Bojack's group was. So it's going to be really interesting how exactly these people play a role in terms of this entirety of the arc, because within the actual spoilers that have been coming out, Granola actually gives them OG-73I. So obviously the entire mission of Granola actually getting the OG-73 was basically just to capture him and give him to these 4 people. And within these leaks, we do get to see that he gets currency, which we also saw that currency within DBS Broly when Chilai and Lemo actually gave him Broly. They gave him like those little pencil-looking metal scraps. So I'm guessing that's like the currency for bandits and whatnot. But yeah, they actually gave Granola all of these, sharp metal objects as payment for obtaining OG-73I. And we also get to see that one of the members from this group, who seems to be the smallest and youngest member, actually manages to take down Granola, which I believe a lot of people are saying that the translations kind of refer to the fact that the boss of these 4 actually stated that Frieza as well as Saiyans are the ones that actually defeated OG-7. Well, mainly the Saiyans actually defeated OG-73, and that's when the actual Granola gets upset and he's like seeking revenge, and he's getting really, really mad over the fact that 1, Frieza is still alive, and 2, that there's still Saiyans out there who are living, after everything that they've done to his people. And this one small person within the actual group just takes him down instantly. And if you guys know, within the translations of the mini trailer that came out, they did state that someone other than Goku is going to be emerging in terms of like a powerful warrior. So I'm kind of wondering, I actually thought it was going to be Granola at first, but seeing how this this guy fights, I wonder if he's going to be the new one that actually, manages to keep up with Goku, which I don't know why they're doing this. I don't know why they're making another character almost on par with someone who has mastered the technique of a god. I really don't understand why that's happening, but regardless, that is one of the translations that has come out, basically stating that someone is going to be, someone within Universe 7, mind you, is actually going to be emerging as a strong warrior. We don't necessarily know who it was. A lot of people were thinking that it was like Oob or obviously Granola, but with these four people that are being introduced, I wouldn't put them aside. Maybe one of them is going to be the strongest people. Maybe not the head honcho, because I feel like that'd be too obvious, but maybe either like the big chunky dude, the female fighter, or that young fighter that I actually mentioned. So obviously it's up to interpretation who that strongest can actually be, but obviously with all of this, Granola just grabs up his stuff and he just drives away. And this is where it's really interesting, because we get to see some other aliens try to take over Granola's ship. And this is weird because within the scene, we actually get to see that Granola actually left his eye gadget on his chair. And from there, I believe, I don't know if it's Oatmeal or someone's actually speaking to him. And Granola actually takes down these alien warriors with his stun gun. And we finally get to see his face. His face design where his eye should be, which I never really thought that they were going to introduce it this quick. But one of his eyes, obviously the one that's not covered, is regular. And the other eye on the other side is completely white. Like, it's just literally the iris, but without the pupils. So I wonder what exactly that necessarily means for the fact that he actually has this colored eye. For me, I feel like that eye is actually like hidden potential that he has. Maybe he's wearing that eye gear because he knows that that eye has some sort of power that can actually, like, if unleashed, it could deal massive amount of damage. Kind of like how the armor that Boros had within One Punch Man, if you guys have seen One Punch Man, the armor that he actually wears is used to actually hold all of his power. So maybe that eye gadget that he has is the same thing that obviously Granola's using. Maybe he wants to protect people, or he doesn't want to just think about the sheer pain of that eye. Or maybe that eye was actually just, obviously broken out and he's actually half blind, and that eye could be what is causing those nightmares. Obviously the eye that he has is like that because of the Saiyans. Like, there's so many theories that could go off within that eye, but at the same time, we're really going to have to see what the dialogue is and what exactly is going to be happening with the eye as more chapters progress. So that was mainly all to do with Granola. And then obviously the other parts of the actual spoilers is mainly Goku within his Mastered Ultra Instinct form taking on Whis. Now within all of this, it's really nothing self-explanatory. Basically just Goku going into Mastered Ultra Instinct and taking on Whis within training. But within the spoilers, we do get to see that even though he has honed more techniques, like he has the technique to multiply now, kind of like how Piccolo does, he is still no match for the Angel Whis. Now for me, I love that. I really don't want Goku in his Mastered Ultra Instinct form to be near as powerful as Whis. Like, yes, if he has that technique, let him be overpowered against every other villain that he encounters, but not someone like Whis. Like, if he was on par with Whis or he was giving Whis a hard time, I would have just not even read this chapter. Like, Goku should not have been able to go from barely learning Omen of Ultra Instinct to just mastering Ultra Instinct and being on par with Whis. So for me, in that regard, I highly feel like that is a good choice that they actually did, because Whis just, like, I believe just kicked him once and he's just like not knocked out, but he was like knocked to the ground. So I'm assuming that even though Goku has mastered Ultra Instinct, he still has a long way to go before he actually reaches an angel level, or let alone even the God of Destruction level. And obviously within the sidelines, we do get to see that Beerus as well as Vegeta are actually spectating this fight. So in the end, honestly, I feel like that's a huge chunk of the chapter that's already been released. Like, we're already getting a lot of juicy information in terms of Granola's backstory, what exactly his main motives are, these four new characters, the four new bandits that, kind of look like Bojack's crew, what exactly is Granola actually going to be going after, why do they want OG-73, stuff like that has basically been answered within these chapters, especially like the Goku versus Whis fight. I'm pretty sure that's going to take up like a little portion within the actual chapter. So I feel like everything that we could talk about is basically out at this point. The only thing that we really need is just the English translations to see what exactly these characters are saying. But at the end of the day, obviously, like I mentioned, make sure to check out my anime page when I actually uploaded those pages and the entire chapter. But man, I'm just really excited. I mean, we're really getting so many new characters, which I feel like a lot of people might not like the fact that there's too many characters, because obviously we have Granola, OG 7-3, and then we have the 4 new bandits, and then so on and so forth. Who knows what exactly they're going to be introducing later on? But what do you guys think about this? Like, there's just so much stuff that's going on in terms of Dragon Ball, and obviously there's a lot of stuff to do with the games as well. We got to see scans of a Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta for fighters. We are finally getting God of Destruction Topo. We're getting him in Xenoverse 2, even though that game has run its course at this point. I'm kind of glad that we're finally getting God of Destruction Topo, or just Topo in general, in a fighting game, because I honestly thought he was going to come to fighters like in Season 2, but we never got him, but we're finally getting him in Xenoverse. So there's like a lot of news and information coming out in terms of Dragon Ball. But like I mentioned within this chapter, what do you think is going to be happening? Are you guys excited to see the longevity of the Granola the Survivor arc? Or like, what are you guys' just overall impressions and theories about this arc? Because even though we're getting a lot of answers within this upcoming chapter, I still feel like there's a lot of questions that are probably going to be coming up at the end of this chapter. But with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Like I mentioned, if you want to check out my anime page where I actually upload daily doses of Dragon Ball content and maybe other content with my hot takes, link will be in the description below, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.